see here. A lot of raw talent, swagger, bravado. People are scared of you guys. They think you're dangerous, but you have a unique voice. The world needs to hear it. What's NWA stand for anyway? No whites allowed? Something like that?
Your songs, they glamorize gangs and drugs.
Our art is a reflection of our reality.
The Rodney King beating was a shocker.
Guys like you change shit like this.
This is a threat, guys, from the federal government.
Speak a little truth and people lose their minds.
Performance of the song F the Police will not be permitted.
So I was walking the street with about 3 other youth that I just chill with. Some people call it social work. I just call it chilling with my boys and stuff like that. And they saw a police car. And when it passed by, they were, from their gut, there was this anger and disgust, and they yelled at the police car, "Yo, pigs." And I was just like, what? Like, I'm in Ottawa. Where did that come from? The experience that I had with police was more than pleasant, and sometimes they pull me over even to give me directions and to help me. I'll be spitting on the street and they'll just slow me down and say, slow down instead of giving me a ticket. It's really interesting, the perspectives that we bring and the music that we listen to does have some kind of effect on us. And I feel that the hip-hop culture has a full spectrum of delivering a whole myth to the youth, and I can't believe that it's so effective. So what are the things that I said to them when I was walking down the street? I knew that some people had, and it's a reality that some people have problem with the police, and police do abuse their powers, and there is racism. But did that apply to them specifically? Or were they embracing a reality that doesn't exist? So I asked them, what bad experiences have you had, or even stories, or even maybe your brothers or sisters, were you connected to any of this bad energy? Because guess what? If you produce it, when you see these cops and they see your face, when you see them again, they're gonna react to your body language. So be careful what you bring to yourself, and be careful what kind of aura you're presenting, because it's not just with words, right? And where are you getting these ideas from? So we had a conversation. It was respected. It was a warning from me to them, because it's their choice in the end. Once you're a teenager, you can't tell them what to do, but at least you could provide something for them to look at something in a different way, in a different light. So I'm hoping that I changed their plight, and I hope that they were able to see something different, and they did. So their reality was somebody else's fiction. And those people who didn't live in that gang culture, they started to embrace that gang culture, even though they weren't in gangs and so on. But now we look at, how does this extend into our reality? How does it extend? I mean, for me, it extends straight to CNN. Our news is a bunch of fairy tales and fiction. So we're looking at Rosa Parks, and we're checking out her story. Is it accurate, and does it depict the reality of what she is? And no matter how true the story is, once you're reading it through one article or one viewpoint, then it's going to be skewed through the author that wrote it. Can we avoid it? Yes, by looking at different readings, but you'll never get the full reality. Even when Ice Cube was saying that he was doing the movie Straight Outta Compton, I don't even know if that's the movie, but you know what I'm saying. You know the movie I'm talking about. He's saying there's stuff I didn't know about. There was stuff, back dealings that was going on, and I was clueless, So when he was reimagining, he was going through this again, and he was the one who was there. So we weren't there, when Rosa Parks was sitting down. Now the reality is, was she the first person who ever did that? No, there were other black women who didn't get up. There were other black women who, for the same reason, went in prison. There were other black women where Martin Luther King went to the jail to visit them, but he did not choose them. Rosa Parks was chosen by him because it was the right time. Other people were not, because the people weren't ready. And Rosa Parks also came out of a school where this idea of civil disobedience was preached, and she also worked in an environment where she was fighting for people's needs. So there is even a lot more than what the article stated. There's background, right? So is this good? Is this bad? No, it's just be aware that what you read is not necessarily the reality of the situation, and that even when the reality is posted, we, with our own values and morals, look at it and interpret something different. We could watch the same media, experience the same song, and come with completely different viewpoints and lessons to learn, because we're all at different levels. So, you know, in the end, it's about, for me, it's about filters. These narratives are important. Oh, wait, hold up. The last thing, right? Okay, speaking, because we introduced, this is an ancient idea, right? You're talking about like cartoons from the 70s, 80s, and so on, like Speedy Gonzales and Elmer Fudd and stuff like that, and Jack and the Beanstalk. Where are we going with this? That is old stuff, and the new kid on the block is video games. And video games, you thought rap music was bad or influential, or books and so on and so forth. Video games has everything combined. The power of impact that novels and stories have, that music has, that gripping characters and like what cartoons brings, the idea of an imaginary world, plus it has something that nothing else has. So on top of the power of harnessing all these influential medias together is the fact that you participate and you go through the narrative yourself as an invitation. You have an avatar no matter what game you are in, and you experience it yourself. And nobody is checking these video games. You know, a parent came to me and said, my son after school goes to his room and stays there for 8 hours and doesn't come out, and he's on the video game 100% of the time, and other people are telling me that's okay, that's normal. It's not normal. I'm telling you, like, play the video game with him. At least ask him what the video game is about. Read the back of the cover. Look at the rating. So, you know, and you got to include it next year whenever you're teaching this. The influence and impact of video games, or at least ask it as a question. Because it wasn't even asked, man. Come on. This is the 21st century, and video games are being sold at the school as an educational tool, and at home they're opening up to a whole new world, Aladdin style, that is going unchecked without any filters of criticism. And I feel this is the new kid on the block that we should be focusing on as teachers, as educators.
The sun's never died. Can't watch the blood on my hands. Let the world feel a song. It's just means to an end. Our salvation lies beyond the trees of the
Prior to gangster rap music, the world was a peaceful place. And then all of that changed. Violence, rape, murder, arson, theft, war. These are all things that came about as a result of gangster rap music.
But wasn't Compton dangerous before gangster rap?
Wrong! Compton was a nature preserve for bunny rabbits. When gangster rap came along, they tore down the country clubs and put up housing projects.